Hello, welcome to Airsound 2. Today we are doing the best setup for level 1. You're in the game, you're frustrated, you can't get anything set up. Well, I'm going to show you how to get a suppressed weapon, a sight, and decent ammo for level 1. This is your setup right here. You got the Berkut, you got the Tier 3 armored rig. Tier 3 covers your thorax and stomach. It's tight material, which means it repairs well, but that's not super important. But you are going to be often getting this back because most people don't want it. It's fairly heavy. This is a helmet, Tier 3, high ricochet chance, and it covers your ears. Decent headset, and a AK style weapon. Alright, how do we get all this stuff? We go into our traders. You see all my traders are level 1. Go into our traders. We're going to go skier. Everything from our gun we're basically going to grab from skier. We're going to get the VPO 209. It says 366 TKM in the bottom. Do not get the VPO 136. It says 76239. A couple other things you're going to want to grab before you leave is the sight, the charging handle, and the Bastion dust cover. If you'd like a muzzle attachment for a little extra, you can spend it on the muzzle brake compensator. This is a very loud gun even with the muzzle brake, so I do recommend it, but it is not required. Also, while we're here at Skier, go ahead and grab yourself the M32 headset. Alright, we have all of our parts from Skier. We're now going to put this together, open it up. I'm going to assume you don't have a workbench, so this is probably going to be the best way to get this done. In order to put the Bastion dust cover on, you have to take off the rear sight, and you've got to take off the other dust cover. That will now fit. Drag and drop your sight. It's going to go right onto the right spot. This charging handle is a little cover for that little knob right there. Gives you +1 ergo. I think it's worth it, especially when you don't have other ergo options at this level. Then this will not fit until you take off this 209 thread, and now it will fit. Alright, now we're going to head over to Ragman, grab our armored rig. This is early in the wipe. This actually might be sold out a lot because this is the fastest way to get a T3, but pretty much fast past the first week you're going to be able to grab this, but do check the timer for reset for the armored rig. And while we're here at Ragman, scroll down and grab yourself a backpack. You can get a Berkut or an MBSS backpack. MBSS is about half the price, but you do lose an entire row in your backpack. I think the Berkut is definitely worth it. Grab the Berkut, head on back over to your character, get yourself fully equipped, and there's your setup. In order to get ammo, we're going to head over to Jaeger. 366 TKM EKO rounds. It's the silver body with the white tip. Buy a couple hundred. They are not very expensive. 13k for 200. Very inexpensive. So what's the downsides to this build? Downsides to this build is you're using this early, which means you want to get as much loot as you can. Which means if you find an armor upgrade or a rig upgrade, you will have to find both because you have an armored rig. So you can't just swap out the rig without losing your armor. You can't just swap out your armor without losing your rig. That's a downside to this build. The other downside to this build, this is a semi-automatic weapon. It does not have a full auto mode, and it's very, very loud. Even with the suppressor, I can't even really call it a suppressor. I don't even think the game calls it a suppressor. It's a muzzle brake compensator. It's very, very loud. There's no getting around that. That is the only thing you can put on this particular gun. Now, as far as cost, I think this is the best setup that you can get at level 1, not necessarily the most affordable. The gun on its own is $94,150. The gear is $140,431, which brings us to a grand total of $234,581. If you would like to shave off 28k, you can drop the muzzle device on your gun, though I don't recommend it. Now, 234,000 rubles on day 1 can sound like a lot of money, but it is not tough to get anywhere from 2 to 250,000 rubles on a scav run. So think of this as something that your scav run could replace. Thanks for watching. If this is brand new and anything went over your head, please check out my other series, the How to Get Started in Tarkov 7-part series. Otherwise, thanks for watching.